Hello and welcome back to the Wii U 5. To all the PlayStation and Xbox fanboys, we have Smash Brothers. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U is the fourth entry in the series. It is brought to us in collaboration with Bandai Namco and no doubt for their expertise in fighting games to speed up development. This also marks the first official game to fully support Nintendo's new line of figurines, Amiibo. For newcomers, the fighting might seem a bit haphazard, and it oftentimes is thanks to some ever-changing levels and items. However, at its core, there is a simplistic yet effective combat system in place that does allow a fan of more intimate fighting games to excel. What makes the game so accessible to everyone is the items and stages that balance out the pros from the beginners into inevitable knockouts. The purists will no doubt stick to certain stages and items, or the lack thereof, to avoid the factor of luck. Yet this is where the game succeeds because the mechanics are simple enough that any character can be picked up and a fight can ensue. It's this perfect balance between purist fighting mechanics and casual accessibility that makes Smash Bros. Such a draw. The ability to control items and play conditions lets you tailor the game to everyone. The addition of 8-player Smash is a bit of a novelty though, and yet there's no denying the hilarity of its overwhelming nature. Furthermore, the use of Mii fighters is an absolutely great addition, allowing a fair amount of customization to your fighter. And on the topic of customization, the use of equipment can alter your Mii fighter's stats, or more importantly, your Amiibo. Yes, Amiibo. Amiibo are a bit of a mixed bag. Your Amiibo levels up to 50 rather quickly, but gains you money, equipment, and trophies along the way. It's fun, but it wears off quickly. Fortunately, teaming up with my Amiibo is quite good practice since it's like having a good teammate. And then going head-to-head with a level 50 solo is some of the best combat training you could ever get. Of course, the other way to get your cojones together is to play online, where people have been playing non-stop since release and are more than likely better than you. Though they will get short bans if they grief particularly easy prey. There are more modes than you could shake a stick at. Many are old modes that have made their return. However, there are two new modes where you'll probably end up spending your time as a longtime Smash fan. One of them is Smash Tour, a board game that is more of a party game thanks to its nearly entirely luck-based gameplay. The other is where I found the equivalent of a single-player experience in what's called events. Events are an absolutely enjoyable variety of scenario-based gameplay that puts you in clear and purposeful mashups. But we've only touched the tip of the iceberg. Add in a massive roster that only contains a few cheap clones, namely Dark Pit and Dr. Mario, retro demos of classic games, one of the most extensive collections of music from the Nintendo universe, one of the most extensive collections of trophies from games released on Nintendo's various platforms, and Smash Bros. Is meant to last you years of collecting. Oh yeah, you can also make your own Nintendo porn. There are actually several points of weakness here. Sure, it runs in full 1080p at 60 frames per second, but many stages are just upscaled ports. Rather than reworking them and bringing them into the HD era, they simply upped the resolution, and it felt just a bit disheartening to see a beautiful stage like Garden of Hope, knowing the majority of stages are just plopped in from last generation. Nostalgia is great, but the Wii U deserves levels that pop and make use of the hardware. To add insult to injury, there's no denying the game lacks a more current generation lighting engine. One only needs to look at Mario Kart 8 to see what I mean. It also doesn't help that closer inspection leads to obvious use of low-poly models, which you might do often in photo mode. Some characters do fare better than others, though. It's a good thing the announcer is so frickin' awesome. Smash Bros. For Wii U is here, and it's an absolute must-have for all Nintendo fans, if not because you're a fighting game fan, then because it contains everything you've ever come to know and love about Nintendo's gaming history. Smash Bros. Is not just a fighting game, it's a collection of all of Nintendo's mascots, collaborations, and history. I'd be hard-pressed to call someone a Nintendo fan if they didn't own this game. While it has its weakness, mostly in the presentation department, it's undeniable that this game carries with it a dedicated fanbase to its fighting mechanics, the accessibility to bring in everyone else, and enough things to do and collect that rivals real-life collectors of Nintendo fanfare. I give Super Smash Bros. For Wii U a 9 out of 10. That's it for today. Like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe for more Wii U content delivered directly to your retinas. See you next time on the Wii U 5.